everyone, it's Marie from Pear Tree Paper Crafts. Welcome back to my channel. I'm back today with a 12x12 process video for you. This one is of my son on a recent, I think it was last year, trip to the deep for his birthday. So we knew how much he loved turtles, has always liked turtles, and I found out that there were 2 loggerhead turtles at the deep. So I wanted to document this trip as part of a celebrate layout. So this is a special layout because it's part of a YouTube hop. So hopefully you've got here via the hop. If not, please have a look down below because in my description box are all the different videos that are taking part in the hop and lots of information about it. So very quickly, I will tell you that there is an awesome prize for the hop. So what it means is you've got to go and watch everybody else's videos, leave a comment on everyone's videos, and then go back to Natalie's channel. And there's a video on there all about the hop, and you need to leave a comment on there to say that you've been and watched everybody else's. And then you can be in for a chance to win this awesome prize. And if you just watch the video on Natalie's channel, that shows you what this awesome prize is. So I'm not going to tell you, but you're going to have to go and find out for yourselves, but it is a really cool prize. So yeah, all of us involved in the hop, and there's lots of lovely people involved. Like I said, look in the description box down below. We're all kind of scrapbooking along the theme of celebrate, which is why I've chosen this, because it is a celebration. We were celebrating his birthday. It wasn't necessarily a party or a specific celebration, but he had an absolutely amazing time. So I decided to use this banner. Now this is one of the new banners released at Cut to You just recently as part of their Christmas release, and it is actually a Christmas banner, but I loved it so much. I really wanted to use it for this because I really wanted to put my photographs in the banner itself. I didn't want to put them to the side or tucked behind or anything. I wanted them as part of the banner. So what I've done is I've printed my photographs off 3x4 on my selfie, and then I've managed to get 3 of them in. I don't use that one where it looks like he's being eaten by a set of shark jaws, but I use the other ones. There's one where the loggerhead turtles were playing really nice that day, and they decided to come over to the big window into the tank, and they swam behind my son Elliot while he was stood there. So the picture I've got of the turtle is where he's kind of looking backwards, and he suddenly realised that there was this giant turtle above his head. So it was a magical moment, absolutely brilliant. So I'm keeping this layout quite simple actually. So like I say, I've started by backing some of the areas of the cut file there with the photographs, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to back the rest of the pieces with pieces from the Boys Rule collection from Cocoa Vanilla Studio, and I just really liked the colours, and you'll see in a minute when I grab the backing sheet that I'm going to use that I've chosen the sort of bluey green backdrop because it fits nicely with the bluey green sea colour that's bluey green watery colour, sorry, that's behind, and I just love those colours. It's one of my favourite colours to scrap with, and I seem to do lots and lots and lots of layouts in that colour, but I just think it's because it is one of my favourite colours. So just trying to get some of the glue off my mat there because I've ended up getting lots and lots of glue stuck everywhere trying to back this cut file. I do think about popping another photograph behind. In fact, I do put another little photograph on that little banner there, and it's just of one of the fish. It's not even of Elliot, it is just of one of the fish, and I just thought that looked really nice, and it kind of just showed really what he'd been looking at, and I didn't want to waste the photo really, so I'm just going to cut round that now. This is the way I prefer to back cut files as well, is to sort of snip round them, to stick things on using a tiny amount of glue, and then to go back and cut round them when they've dried just a little bit. So I'm going to get rid of all those pieces, and then there's my backing piece of paper, and I like the way that that pops off the page. I've chosen lots of dark blues and whites and things to pop off that colour. So now I'm just going to get on with using some of my scraps from the Cocoa Vanilla collection. I didn't want to cut into whole sheets for this. It seemed a bit silly really, because you know you don't want to cut into a whole sheet of paper just for tiny little pieces. So although there are a couple of the large sheets I would have liked to have used as backing, I decided I'd just use my scraps up for this, and then just as you see there, I just spread the glue around a little bit on the back of the cut file, just so that when you put the cardstock on, hopefully not too much of the glue sort of spreads out. I was using a new Tombow glue that I got. I was finding it really, really sticky and it was just going everywhere. So I decided to get my old fine liner out and use that instead, because I know I can work easily with that. So now I'm just choosing some bits of these scraps to back the bits of cut file. I do want to do all the little banners in different colours. There's little ones and big ones, and there's little circles as well. And I choose to do everything all in a different colour. And then just trim round with my scissors. I don't make you watch all of this because it does take me a little while to trim it all off and decide what papers I'm going to use and what colours I'm going to use. But by the time this is done, the layout is sort of almost finished, because it works really, really well. And when I go to look at it and it's sort of finished, I kind of realise that I don't need to put much in the way of embellishing on there at all. So I'm just, like I say, just trimming round. And then the magic of YouTube, any minute now, you will see the completed backed cut file. So what I'm going to do now is use some double-sided sticky foam, in the interest of being quick. And I just place that all over the back, basically, because I just want to pop it off from the page a little bit of dimension. I don't cover the entire thing. I don't think it's necessary, but just little bits to make sure that it all sort of sticks up from the page. It just gives a nice shadow behind the pieces, and then if you want to, then you can tuck ephemera in behind really quite easily. But I did feel that the banners were kind of busy enough on their own, and it really didn't need a great deal else sticking onto it. So just opening up a new roll of tape, ran out, and just sticking lots on there. And then I'm just going to be really careful and line this up really carefully. Just deciding which order to put them in, which way round I want them, and I've decided to go that way. So then just flicking off all the bits of backing. This double-sided foam that I use is really sticky. Some of the times you need to put extra glue on, but you don't need extra glue with this. So just trying to line it up and make sure I get that exactly where I want it. Press that one down and then do exactly the same with the top one. So then once this is done, I think the next thing I do is I get a title out, and I happen to have in my drawer a set of thickers that I've never opened, and just at the top of them, as I was hunting through earlier looking, I found one that had the word celebrate on, and I just thought that was absolutely perfect. And it was black, and I really liked the pop of black on here. I just thought it stood out really, really well. So really happy with that. I'm going to pop that on there. And then I decide it needs a bit of something to frame the page. So all I do is I grab one of my, I do look to start with to see if I'm going to put another word up there. I was thinking about putting let's on, and then I decided it didn't quite look right, so changed my mind and got my pen out and went round the outside and just did like a border, just a very quick border, and then some faux stitching. So I'm just going around again, adding extra little bits in all the way around, and it just gives a really subtle frame to the outside of the page. So if you're ever struggling to think about what you're going to, maybe how to finish off a page, I always find that's a really effective way of doing it. And then I just decided to do the tiniest bit of journaling. So I've put the deep hole down there, which is where we went to. I've put visiting the loggerhead turtles at this side. I do it in a sort of a scribbly writing to match in with the faux stitching. And then that just says your 6th birthday. Oh, I put your 6th birthday treat actually. And then the last thing I do is grab some Nuvo drops and just put a few little drops on the page. That's about it for my layout. Very nice and simple. Thank you ever so much for watching. Remember, head over to Natalie's channel now to have a look at the prize, and please go and see everybody else's videos, like and comment, and you'll be in for a chance to win the awesome prize. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.